government have another witness?
Yes, Your Honor. The government calls Agent Jules Leonard. Your Honor, before I proceed, may I ask how much time is remaining?
You may.
6 minutes, 45 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. May I proceed?
You may.
Good afternoon, Agent Leonard.
Good afternoon.
Please state your name and spell your last for the record.
My name is Jules Leonard, Leonard.
Can you please summarize your professional and educational background for the court?
I graduated from Drake University with a degree in political science, and currently I am working for the U.S. Citizens Immigration Services Center, or the USCIS, which this month will mark 27 years being there.
What is the standard training for your position?
There is an initial asylum officer basic training course in which we learn asylum law, refugee law, decision-making techniques, and how to determine credibility based on USCIS standards.
Is there any training following this initial course?
Yes, we are required to attend bi-weekly meetings that update us on recent court rulings that might alter how we determine asylum eligibility. We also must renew our license every year.
And what does your position at the USCIS entail?
I am an examiner. I interview and investigate those looking to receive political asylum.
What is political asylum?
Political asylum is a process a person can go through if they are fearful of returning to their homeland based on past persecution or well-founded fear of future persecution.
Now, as an asylum officer, to what standard are you applying persecution?
There must be solid evidence presented to me by the applicant that they will suffer cruel or unfair treatment of themselves based on a protected ground, such as religion, race, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a social group.
Now, Agent Leonard, let's discuss the application process. What are the first steps of applying for asylum?
The first step is for that person to fill out the form I-589, which is the application for asylum and withholding of removal. They then set up an interview with an agent such as myself. It's their opportunity to expand on what they said in the form I-589.
And what is your role during this interview process?
I really have two main roles. The first, I have to conduct all the background research on the customs, culture, current events, and history of the country so that I'm fully informed on what questions to ask when I walk into that interview.
And what is your role during the interview?
This is my second role, where I have to be compassionate and empathetic toward the applicant so that they feel comfortable telling me their life story. Once I have all the facts laid out before me, I then make an informed and impartial decision.
Referring to the case at hand, have you ever had any applicants from Fredonia?
Yes, I've had. In fact, 2 are sitting in the courtroom today.
And who are these 2 applicants?
We have Miss Jens Keenerhas and Mr. Chico Zron.
Now, did you find Mr. Zram eligible for asylum?
Yes, I did.
And why did you find him eligible for asylum?
Mr. Zram suffered past persecution based on economic harm directly following the November 2010 election.
Now, did you find the respondent eligible for asylum?
No, I didn't, and her application is what we refer to as a boilerplate applicant.
What do you mean by boilerplate?
When a person receives asylum, others from the same country tend to mimic their stories or answers in order to receive asylum.
And how do you distinguish legitimate applications from boilerplates?
We have to ask detailed questions that require specific answers of the event. When I asked these type of questions of Jens, she was really vague and unspecific. I tried to explore her answers more, but she wouldn't give me much.
Were there any other reasons for finding Ms. Kinderhaus ineligible for asylum?
Absolutely. She did not establish past persecution, did not establish a well-founded fear of future persecution, the unwillingness to divulge more details, and the fact that there was evidence that she met the persecutor bar.
Now let's just discuss a few of these one at a time. Now, why did you find Ms. Kinderhaus ineligible for asylum based on past persecution?
What you have to understand is that each and every day I hear stories of humanity that truly make me wonder about the population. Losing a school scholarship because your country is going through a tough economic time is not persecution, especially when your family has means of supporting themselves in the country and you are offered scholarships upon your return to your homeland.
And based on a well-founded fear of persecution?
All the documents and research that I did suggest to me that Fredonia is now safe. Sprees and knaves are joining together to resolve their differences. Crime rate is down. The knave government has curbed vigilantism, and NGOs are even returning their volunteers to the country.
Now you mentioned the persecutor bar. Can you explain this term?
The persecutor bar states that if anyone assists, incites, or otherwise participates in the persecution of another person, they are barred from receiving asylum here in America. This persecution does not have to be voluntarily inflicted or even knowingly inflicted.
Agent Leonard, what evidence did you find that Ms. Candaras met the persecutor bar?
She was involved in the government-run organization where she would hand over the names of individuals to the former Spree government. The aforementioned inconsistencies and lack of evidence alone would have been enough for me to have found her ineligible. However, the fact that she met the persecutor bar, it was obvious that was where I had to draw the line.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions at this time.